Well, hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever. I'm just throwing all of them in there whenever and wherever you will be listening to or watching this video. Welcome to the Road Boy Sound. Welcome to the Spurs Sound Off Sunday afternoon. Let me check. Watching a few of the FA Cup games. I was watching the Newcastle game while I was making dinner. And so I am going to just throw this video in there. Uh, Nothing on the transfer front. I'm not going to dig too deep into a transfer argument, but we don't have much going on. Hopefully, like I said on a previous video, I'm not sure if I actually posted that video, but my comment in terms of how we handle transfer. Let me just check what's going on here while I talk to you. Spurs, Tottenham can't do Tottenham transfers because there is a there is yeah, I'm drawing a blank here. What am I going to say? What I want to say, I am going to say it in a minute. There's a San Antonio Spurs basketball team. So when you're doing your search, you have to make sure that you can search properly. And so here we are. Get my mic a little closer to me. Come on, baby. Yeah, let me talk into this mic. Um, yeah, nothing on the front right here. Tottenham transfer. I'm gonna get into it. I'm trying to get myself together. But in the meantime, the game that we saw today, if you watch it, it was one of those games that's a banana skin kind of game. But we came through it. Wasn't impressed with the display, but it's a typical FA Cup game. Um, the Goliath and the minnows of the bottom tier leagues in England. You'll find that you will absolutely find that happening, and so you actually take the win and hope for improvement. What I did not see though, I did not see as though we were working on anything in specific. I didn't see where we are working on trying to get a particular system in place. A la what the defense looks like. Um, so to be honest with you, I don't know what to make of it, and that is why, like I said, I'm not going to go back and watch this game. If it was a league game, then I would probably go through and scurry or scour, scurry. I would scour the. I would look through to see what's there that looks like I can pick from the good from it, and just from where I'm at, there's not a whole lot. I think if we go backwards, the goals are what they are. That you're a top team and you're supposed to put away teams like that. I'm looking at my phone, y'all. I'm trying to see if there's anything of note while I'm doing this video here in terms of but I'm gonna get myself in trouble because I'm going to have other sound coming into my recording. So let me turn off the volume while I try to look for what I'm looking for. And yes, it's a disappointment. As I saw a clip with Archie Gray, which is a tremendous young player. He held his end of the bargain up. He shows what he's made of. And so we have to respect his game. I think him slipping in that center back position tells me that he's pretty close to being able to come into that midfield, that holding midfield. He will do well in that holding midfield. I know that some people are saying we need a monster in there, and I can see a monster growing in Archie Gray. I think the experience that he's having to play at center back and left center back and left full back and right full back is helping his growth into what he is going to ultimately become, and he's going to become a very good holding midfielder. For now, I like what I saw from Bissouma. He played, could say, down to the level. He looks a cut above, you know, the midfield. And so you want that kind of transition into the Premier League. Hopefully, he will bring that. And you saw Bergval coming on. So we're talking about the players that you're looking for improvement and where they're going. And then if you say Sar played well, he was all over the place as usual, lots of energy, and so it allows Bannister to do his thing, and that's the beauty with playing with two holding midfielders or a holding midfielder and a number eight, where you allow the number eight the freedom to do what he wants to do. So he can go right, and Madison can concentrate on the middle to the left. Unfortunately, when we play Kulu at the number 10, Kulusevski drifts right, stay right, and nothing happens on the left. And so when he came on in this game, he made an effort to go left, and as you see, he scored from the left side of the pitch. So you want to see those developments. You want to see those things happening. You want to see improvement or something, little nuances to what happened from game to game. And this is something, a bone I'm picking. It might not worth it, but I think at this stage and playing such a lower league team, I'm not sure why and started Pedro Porro. I think he's putting too much and too many minutes in those legs for Porro. Meaning he has to go down. So you have two fresh players in the sense of Jet Spence. Jet Spence doesn't have a lot of game time in his legs. Regulon is still like he's coming off a training camp. So for him, he's just going to hit his strides and he's going to have a long time over there. Even when Ben Davis comes back, I hope Ange doesn't pull one of those things wherein he was covering with Ben Davis in this central defensive area. And for whatever reason, I'm not sure what's going on between him and Regulon, but it seemed like Reggie is probably going to leave on a free come summer. I think he's going to leave on a free come summer if he doesn't sign a pre-deal. I think this is his last year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to speak ahead of myself. I'll probably put a little note in there when I do the edit on this to make sure that I'm not sending out incorrect information. And I already been distracted starting the video. So you want Regulon to play. You want to see something that's going on. What I did not see, though, I did not see any semblance of that. We have a defensive formation. I think we came out and we just wanted to run through Tamworth. And the first time that they attack us and we attack them, they say, whoa, wait a minute. This is not going to work out. This is not the game plan. We can't afford to attack Spurs so openly. So once it get to about 5-10 minutes, we had like about 90% of the ball, but we weren't doing anything with it because typically that's who we are. Because we don't react well to teams when they kind of sit and counterattack. And we were this close to losing the game. And so we dodge a bullet in the dying seconds of the game. But that's football for you. If you don't stick it in, the results will not favor you. And what else do I see? Bergval, I think, was tremendous again as well. I think he came on and he ran and he did what he had to do, and that is why I was saying I like the 4-2-1 because it gives so much freedom to the three midfielders, because now you have your number 10 up there and you have your number 8s who can now go wherever they need to go behind the number 10. And so I like that. And then they also perform like two, oh, pardon me, like two holding midfielders. So you want to see that. You really want to see that. But like I said, overall, I'm not seeing like we are working on anything. I just saw a team that we were much better than them, and we allowed them to gain confidence and take the game to extra time. So there's absolutely really nothing to actually talk about as far as the game is concerned, except that I don't like the fact that Porro seemed like he's being run into the ground. You saw the athleticism of Spence, how when he gets the ball, and he's very skillful. I didn't even realize how skillful he was on the ball as well. So you want to see Spence. The thing with it is that let's get this straight. Um, Poro is the number one, and we shouldn't make any bones about that. But he needs to be competed against. If you don't give number one, you need to put rest on his legs. You need to allow him time to recuperate. He plays a lot of minutes. So there's nothing wrong in playing him 15 minutes in some games. Don't start him. Bring Spence on. Let Spence do his thing, and then bring him on to relieve Spence, because Spence is going to go 10 miles an hour, 15 miles. He's going to keep ramping it up. Every time you see him, he's moving through the gears. And so you still have to protect him and his ambition to want to always attack. He's attack minded. He's a wing back. But besides that, you still want to have some reservation for your starters. And when you get the opportunity to do that, you can't give up on it. You can't start Poro, who is your number one, and then you're going to turn around. It's not like you're going to start Spence in the next game if Poro is not injured. So what are we doing here? Timo Werner, I just gave up on Timo Werner. I think I gave up on Timo Werner the last time. I am not sure if Langshire was in the was there, but I think Ange missed a beat. I think he missed again with Werner. I am not sure what Werner is doing in practice, but the other kids can't be so awful. And I don't know. I don't know. But let me leave that where it is. I'm not going to beat down the team on a day that we won. Hopefully, we'll take the Liverpool game to the practice pitch and we'll do something in terms of the defense that we want to play. We'll get better and hopefully we will start to improve. I'm going to take a little jab though at some of the fans. I'm reading some of the comments online, and you know, people are talking about things like this is what it is, and I'm trying to figure out what is it. You win a couple of games, and all of a sudden, you know, you start telling me about Ange Ball, and if we win, and when we win, somebody's gonna need to do some apologizing, and I'm like, why should anyone apologize? I don't understand the mindset of some of our fans. I really and truly don't understand the mindset. If you think that what you're looking at when we're losing was football, then you have a sad view of what good football should look like. And so when you win a few games, or you win games where you're stronger than the opponent, which leads me to exactly what I'll say about Ange and where it's coming from. The leagues are weak, and you're not going to take away his accomplishment. No one should. When you go there, and like, just like everyone else, you play what is in front of you. You coach in the league that you're coaching in. and you show that you're bigger and better than the league. Even though you have the best team in the league, you have to do what you need to do to win. Spurs, on the other hand, in the Premier League, we're probably about the seventh or eighth best team in the Premier League. And I'm talking about, for the periods that we actually finish in the top four, top six. It's a very few times that we actually finish below six. I think we finished eighth one year, finished seventh. That's a long time ago. So consistently, we have finished. We are playing in Europe. The odd year, we haven't. And so, in order to win and especially be up there in the Premier League, you have to be better than at least three teams, three top teams, and then you give maybe um caveat for two more teams doing well. Like you see Newcastle doing well, Aston Villa doing well, and you have Forest doing well. Chelsea, who was down there, is back up in the top four. So there are teams who figure that they have some rightful spaces or places in the top four that are not in there, like Man United is not in the top four. And so when you have that of teams, Brentford and Brighton and Bournemouth, all those teams who are doing well ahead of us, right? Shouldn't be, because we are bigger than those clubs. We're better than those clubs, but we're not playing like that's what it is. And so when we take the conversation to, oh, the players are not good enough, I'll turn to you and I'll say, who brought them in? Who asked for them? Who's a part of the decision making? The same manager. You don't want to talk about the things that are ailing the club, which is tactics, right? The tactics is bad. The formation sometimes and the shape are bad. But you don't want to talk about that. So you blame the chairman and you blame the players. But you don't want to put any blame on the manager. And I don't get it. But again, I'm just pointing out facts. We are terrible with teams sitting behind. And we have a team that we have a gap of 100 between their station and where we are. And we could not put them away for 90 minutes plus added time. And that's a state of our football, because we could not bully a team that is 5 tiers down. Think about it. Think about it for a minute. There was nothing that you saw out there that will tell you that this team here knows what the heck they're doing. And so we keep cheering wins, and we keep telling fans who are saying, I like the win. I want us to win, but I need to see a little bit more, because if I don't see a little bit more in terms of consistency, then you're setting yourself up for failure. And I get a lot of this. I might look on my Facebook page, and I probably see one just jump out at me that um here's what I said. I said, one guy said, imagine if we did win it, a lot of apologies coming his way. And I'm not going to put anyone's name up there. I'm just going to read what the response is. So I responded. I said, what kind of apology will be needed? It was factual statement made by a struggling man to come to grips with the Premier League. His point was, I always figure it out. Let's hope. So he's res- he was responding to Ange, saying that he wins in his second year, and if he wins in the second year, then all of us have to apologize. And my thing is that it's a factual statement. Wherever he has gone, he did win in his second year. But if you look at those leagues, it is nothing like the Premier League. And so in between all of that, get this. This is what most people are not saying, right? When he was with Celtic, right? The records show, and he said it himself, that Celtic fans wanted to run him out of town. No, and it wasn't until he win that they realized that something was happening. So what's the difference between him? Remember, he had won other places before he got to Celtic. And because Celtic is supposed to be a step up and a bigger club for him, all of Celtic Nation was like, what the heck is going on here? We could have done better. So conflating the facts to fit your narrative is something else. So I'm trying to understand the blind loyalty and not looking at the football. That's all I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if you're telling me that if Ange goes out there and win, then I should apologize to you and him for what? I want him to win. I'm a Spurs fan. That's what I'm rooting for. It doesn't mean I want to see this kamikaze style football. It doesn't mean that I want to see overcommitment of my fullbacks. I have to enjoy the 38 games that I'm looking at. I have an opinion about the games I'm watching. I spend my money to watch the game. And I think I'm entitled to my opinion. I'm not telling you not to have your opinion. But I'm not am I supposed to apologize when we win? Because I was critical when we lost and complimentary when we actually win because I see things in there and then call out what I don't like. And so you have people like this guy, right, who is going to respond after I ask a question, stick to American sports. And I have no idea what that means. What the heck does that mean? I should stick to American sports. If you want to refute what I'm saying, refute what I'm saying. You're trying to tell me that I don't understand football. Notice I don't say soccer. And I'm not going to respond to it. Well, maybe I did. Let me see if I responded to it. Because I might have a sharp tongue to that. Yes, I did say it. Another idiot decides to comment with nothing to say, run into the old, tried, stick to American sports. Because you can't tell me what is it that I should be cheering about, what I am wrong about. So you go to the old American stuff. A guy who played the game for a long time, a guy who coached the game for a long time, a guy who has been Spurs all my adult life. I've been rooting for Spurs from 40 something years. And you followers of Ange is going to come and tell me that I should apologize for him because he said that he's going to win, and if he win, I should apologize. Look, when you come to the club, you didn't come for a vacation. You come to win. And that's the only way we can judge you. So I'm not sure what kind of apology some of these fans are asking for. Or they think that if you're seeing garbage out there, you're supposed to get up and applaud it. No. If you're not winning, if you're not consistent, if you're not willing to change, then you need to go, period. I've not said that yet. I still support him. And plus, I have other people who said that he needs to go. I'm not even there yet. I'm hoping that with the little that I saw in the second half against Newcastle and the little I saw what we did to some degree against Liverpool, that coming into this game against a lower team, that would have shown something. But we reverted to the same thing we were doing before, though, that game and the half and the second half. And so I can't get excited about that. What's going to happen the next game? Because I don't see the identity being built. I saw something and I applaud it. But when you go back to doing that to a lesser team who's organized behind the ball, it only shows you that when bigger teams and better teams organize behind the ball, we have no chance because we have lost 10 games to teams that does that or do that. So I'm not understanding what the. Let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. And this is just me on Facebook. I can imagine those who are on Twitter and oh gosh. And I know I have my share of on YouTube as well. But these fans are like crazy. I'm not going to apologize to you. If you want to have a dialogue, right? If you want to talk to me, you want to have a conversation, you're welcome to it. Drop me a line at the Rude Boy Sound at gmail.com and come talk to me. You could come talk to me if you want to. Again, if you want to come talk to me, my line is open. The Rude Boy Sound at gmail.com. And let's have a conversation. If you think you know a lot more than I do, or you're seeing something different than I do, come and explain it to me. Tell me and show me where I'm wrong. Because your one liner and being snide is not going to stop me from criticizing the manager. And I'm going to applaud him really, really loud when he does what is expected. I'm not going to cheer a win. I'm going to enjoy the win because most of the wins that we have, we made some terrible mistakes, and teams do not take advantage of it. We saw when teams take advantage, we lost 10 games, and that's what bothers me more than the 7 or 8 that we have won, 7 that we won. That bothers me more, the games that we have lost and how we have lost it, because the preview to those losses were right there in the wins. The preview to those losses were right there in the ties. And we don't address them, and we have not addressed them. The closest we came, like I said, is against Newcastle and a game against Liverpool in the cup. So don't talk to me. Or if you talk to me with some sense. Tell me you know what you're talking about. Anyway, let me cut the rant. Let me cut the rant. But this is it. These are Spurs fans for y'all. These are Spurs fans. We try to enjoy the club. We try to enjoy the manager. We try to have a rigid conversation about the club and all of that. As long as you keep it respectful, as long as you understand that it is only a dialogue, it is only opinion. I like this saying, and I'm going to keep riding it. I'm going to ride it because I love it. I really love it. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. It's said, and I don't know who to give the quote, the respect to, or the credit, but I'm going to give it to Sean Butler because he's the one who said that people, you get it from somebody who knows, say less, and people who knows a lot. Let me quote it properly. Let me get it right. I'm going to get it right. I'm going to get it right. I need to get it right. People are those that know the most, say the least. And those who knows the least say a lot. I love it. I love it. I love the quote, man. And that has to do mostly with transfers and, people waxing on and on about things that they have no idea what they're talking about. So, anyway, I'm the Rude Boy DJ Paul one more time for the Spurs, the Sound Off, and the Rude Boy Sound. Another edition. I'm out of here. Be good, walk good. Until next time. Peace. Ah, boy.